Are you ready? Hi, everybody. Hi, Tama.
Hi.
So, want to talk some more about episode 6. We think that this episode is the worst episode of the entire show.
Yes, I agree.
I'm going to tell you why. We thought at first, shooting the review, that there's going to be a lot of people upset at us saying that the episode sucked.
Yeah.
But-
I'm actually relieved
But there's a consensus.
to find out that I'm first time in my life I'm part of the mainstream. Yeah. No,
So-
I don't want to be a hater, really. I don't want to be a
No,
hater.
it's against our interest
Yes.
to dislike an episode that's supposed to be so epic. We would like to enjoy it. This is what we do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, just before we start, I want to read a comment by the Gogoy that I think sums things up on YouTube. I genuinely disliked the episode. It felt like watching fan fiction.
Yes.
Yes. Dragons and White Walkers and the heroes going on. This is like what some fan would write.
Yes.
Just like no real depth, no real plot, no real drama, just like action.
Action and no.
CGI.
So almost every scene
Mhm.
and every dialogue was not justified in any
What do you
way.
mean?
Sansa and Arya is mad at Sansa because when Sansa was 12 in a different universe,
Right?
uh,
In a foreign city, alone.
she wrote a letter that is obviously was dictated to her, and Arya herself was the cupbearer of Tywin, and you know she was friendly with him.
Right,
and-
she didn't kill him. She had the opportunity. She waited until the very end.
Yeah.
She could have ended the war against the Starks.
Yeah, and her whole grievance with Sansa is, I don't care that you were alone and young. You should have done something, even in the cost of your life. Yeah, okay. So
What about you?
why didn't you storm time? Ah, you killed my dad!
Right. And also, I thought the pacing was horrible.
Oh,
Because the entire, first 40 minutes or something of the episode were super slow. They were super slow. Nothing was going on. And you were waiting for something to happen. Another conversation. And then at the last 30 minutes, boom, 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 everything happens in the span of 30 minutes.
the pacing was, like you said, it's horrible. Like the dialogue scenes, and then they see the bear coming from afar, and you know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. The bear is
yeah.
coming.
And then Benjen that came out of nowhere and said, "There's no time. Be on my horse instead of go on my horse. Let's ride together and talk about where
Right.
let's
I'm sure I
catch
have
up."
a lot of information also to tell you.
Yeah,
I've been living here
so
for a long time.
we had Deus Dragon Ex Machina and then Benjen Ex Machina again in the same episode. So why bother? I mean, when that happened, I thought, okay, maybe John will stay behind the wall.
Yes.
I mean, beyond the wall for another episode, a few episodes, be considered dead. There will be this vacuum, and then he will come. They will see him after a while, and then Benjen comes and they talk, whatever. But no, they just.
No.
It was like a false red herring dramatic
Right.
point.
And we already know that John can die. So
Yeah.
nobody thought that he was going to die, except Daenerys. She thought he was going to die, but she hasn't seen what happened to him when he came back. So
Yeah. And then-
all these faux suspense play, I thought the directing was horrible. I
Horrible.
think that the main culprit is the director. Why not maybe end the scene of the argument between Tyrion and Daenerys, end it when maybe she looks as if she's being, as if she's saying, okay, maybe you're right. So you don't know that she's coming, but you know that she's coming. So if you know that she's coming on a dragon, then of course you know that she's gonna save the day.
Yeah. Did they bring with them the dragon glass?
Right.
And if they did, why didn't they use it? They were Night King was in front of you. In what form did you bring just in like mind like crystals, or
Right, and you
didn't you
don't
make
need
any
that-
weapon out of it, like a spear or an arrow?
Right,
What the
and you don't need the dragon glass to kill the whites. You need fire to kill the
Yeah.
whites. So maybe they use the dragon glass against the whites. That doesn't make any
No.
sense. And John was like, "Fall back, fall back. Where are you
Where?
falling back? You're supposed to be surrounded."
And why aren't the White Walker? I mean, the White Walkers are stupid or something. They're just standing there like, yeah,
Right.
okay, they're in the island. What we're gonna do? We're gonna
Right.
attack. We're not gonna attack. We have an army of undead, so if they can swim, because we later found out they can swim. Well, I saw some comments that maybe they visited Home Depot or something and bought
about the change.
chains that came out of nowhere.
Because I guess he can't reanimate him if he doesn't touch him, but he did reanimate in season 5. People just like by raising his hand. So why didn't
Yeah.
he do that? And then the dragon that would have been even more interesting.
Yeah.
They had to wait the night in order for the lake to freeze, in order for them to be able to cross it. Don't the White Walkers like bring winter? The Night King can't come over and just like touch the lake and then it becomes solid.
Even before that, the bear, he killed the Taurus of Mir.
Right.
But not in this scene.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
there was this.
He died off camera later.
The reverent scene, from, like he's fighting a bear and killing
Right.
him. And they were like, the flaming sword, and the bear was on fire, but then somebody just came and the bear was.
No,
How did the
because
bear die?
No, it's like it's canon that if you hit the bear on the head, then he dies.
In Walking Dead.
Oh.
No, the canon is whites are, you can do anything you want to them, they won't die. They even their arms will still
Right.
move without the body.
Unless you burn them.
Unless you burn him.
And they burned him.
And they burned him, but he was still rah 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 until Jorah, one of the soldiers there,
Right.
the red shirts, came and took like, and then the barrel. Wow.
And why have Thors die off camera? That's like so anticlimactic.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like pound for pound the worst episode of the show, but it's the worst episode of the show because this is very important.
Yeah.
This is not like, okay, Sansa getting raped or an Arya jumping off buildings.
Yeah.
Whatever. This is like the core, the very core of the story. We've been waiting for this battle beyond the wall since the end of season 1.
Yeah, the added layer of the distance between our expectations and the performance of this episode adds up to it being the worst
Right.
episode ever.
Right.
The show is not dark anymore. I don't see it as like a dark. Where's the darkness? Where's this sense of heaviness, of like, oh, everything is so cruel and
Right.
bad and
Unjust.
like unjust. I mean, let's just look back at the earlier seasons, even when Rob and meets his wife and they have a love affair and like this romantic scene. You still feel the darkness. It's like the
Right.
tent and everybody
Of
signs
the
a
war,
tent and
right.
there's war and everybody's dirty and you
Right.
feel like they're doing something forbidden and it's like there's darkness
Right.
and horror. And
Right.
now, season 6, season 7, the winter is here, but
Right.
still they're clean. Everybody's clean.
Right.
They still like throwing jabs at each other. They're like
Yeah,
very happy. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
sarcastic. They're
Right.
witty.
Right, and when Jon and Daenerys are together, it's very romantic and cue music, and Daenerys and Jorah again cue music. Whereas all the difficulties, where like the human heart in conflict against itself. I don't see that.
There are no more humans in the show. Only CGI and role players, basically role players.
And okay, we have to say to their credit, up to this moment, to this very episode, they have nailed most of the big
Yeah.
parts of the story,
Yeah.
like Ned's death and the
Yeah.
Battle of Blackwater. Maybe we disagree a little bit about that. Whatever. Red Wedding
Yeah.
and episode 4 this season
Yeah.
with Drogon burning the Lannister
Yeah.
army. All these moments.
Tywin
boom,
being
boom, boom.
died.
Tywin's death, right?
Joffrey's death. Yeah.
And the battle, the trial by combat in
Trial by
King's
combat,
Landing, they hit it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so the glaring exception is Daenerys being saved by Drogon. In the show, where in the books it was
Yeah.
again much darker, much more complex.
Mm-hmm.
They turned him just being there and her fighting against him. He's trying to kill her. She's mounting him forcibly.
He
and it's-
burned her. He threw fire at her.
burned her.
Drogon. Yeah.
And then it turned out into Drogon saving him.
Yeah. Her.
Saving her. And here it's the same. Like they took all of the potential drama of the ice and the fire and watching death. So now, like the White Walkers, they don't seem that scary. They're just like blue people with armor. Jon easily killed another White Walker now. They're supposed to be like these freakish monsters like that are made of ice and all that.
They're all spoon-feeding between Jon and Dany, him calling her Dany. So rushed, so disappointing, so obvious. This whole love affair between them. I mean, Daenerys like is bend the knee. No, I won't bend the knee. No, please bend the knee. No, I won't bend the knee. I can't bend the knee. Okay, you won't bend the knee. Okay, I'm going to the north. No, please don't come to the north. Ah, you went to the north. Okay, I will save you. Okay, now I will. What did she discover? What did he discover about her that made him be open to loving her? I mean, even him, his first and only sexual and romantic experience was with Ygritte, and she chased him.
Right.
She pushed him.
Right.
She was something special.
She was free.
She was free. She was, kissed by fire, everything radical, blah, 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 blah. Smart, not the prettiest girl. Why does he, why he opens his heart towards Daenerys? Because she has a dragon? That's the only reason? She doesn't chase him. And she's pretty. This is two complex characters with lots of power, with both of them being chased by their lovers, Now there's like, it's forced. It feels so forced.
Just because
in episode 5, I've gotten accustomed to you. I'm used to you being here, so that's supposed to...
That's very romantic.
Yeah, and I saw the way you looked at... It's like a soap opera or something like that. I mean, it's like so forced.
I think it's a strictly... I hope it's a strictly show thing, because those are the two biggest stars, so having them together is good for ratings.
The whole relationship between Jon and Daenerys, it's pretty much redundant, because Jon is already ice and fire. He's the ice and fire.
Right.
She's just fire.
Right.
They don't need to be together.
Right.
So
maybe she's a sister and she's also ice and fire. Okay, so we are no geniuses. We haven't run ever a TV show. How come we can find like 100 plot holes and stuff that is stupid that has made it to air? Don't they supposed to have like a writing room where the job of the other writers is to take apart everything in order to make sure that everything fits incredibly? It's like as if they're writing, we're geniuses.
Yeah.
Jon, everybody was thinking Jon's gonna die.
Yeah.
But then the dragon saved him. And then nobody critiques them.
Yeah.
It's like, if you are this unhumble, how can you write well in any way? If you're not open, if you don't open yourself to critique, or maybe they just have stupid writers. I don't know.
They are the writers.
Yeah, but don't they have like a I don't know, someone to read their episodes?
No, I don't think they have, and I think they really, really don't care about the show anymore, and they just want to get over with. And that's fine.
In order to make a TV show about the Confederacy. That's a great timing.
I think they expose themselves as not talented enough to handle this project, and it's kind of shocking, disappointing that George R. R. Martin basically he chose them. He was the king, they came begging.
Right, and he rejected many other opportunities.
Yeah, and he asked them who's John's parents, and they answered, and it seems like he got conned. It seemed like he got conned. I'm sure if he watches the episode, the season, I'm sure he's like, oh, what did I do? Oh, what did I do? My name is on this. My name, the character of this, I created.
I think he probably made like a sofa made of money, so he can watch it on his money, and that's the only way. It's like when you have a bad job, you like whatever. When you have a job that you don't like, you check the clock to see how much money you made in the last hour. That's the only way you can survive this shit.
Yeah. So it seems like he was conned. It seems like he trusted.
You bear responsibility.
Yeah, he trusted the wrong people with his, magnum opus.
And why did he trust them? Do they have like an incredible history of making really good TV shows and movies and such?
I think they convinced him that they're gonna tell his story the way he wants to tell, which means lots of emphasis on characters.
Right.
Politics. And, the large battle scenes, even in the books, some of them were like off camera.
Right.
From a point of view of someone that wasn't there.
Right.
So even the big battles were not really part of the story. And once he was off the project, going back to his writer room, to whatever, if he has one, I don't know, if he's writing, they lost it. They lost it completely because they're not that talented. And I don't think they really understand this story.
Right.
I don't think, basically, either they understood it and say, okay, we fucked up, we should have done a lot of stuff, but now we're stuck with it. So we have to just, condense it to the magic and action. Or they thought it's a magic and action story from the start.
Or maybe they don't have the talent to write themselves a story based on character and on politics. Because now it seems, even like if you go back to the two last episodes of season 6 that were incredible, the Battle of the Bastards and the season finale, they were basically at the mercy of the director, the great director, and the costume designers, because they themselves, they say that what they wrote and what was on screen was something totally different. They wrote like the bare minimum, and then he added all the incredible battle, because the story itself of the Battle of the Bastards wasn't that good. It was very, you expected all that has happened to happen. So what do they bring? So if they don't have a great director to save them, then it looks like episode 6. I'm sure if they had that director from last season's 2 episodes to direct this episode 6, it would have been totally different. Totally different. The entire feel would have been different, and would have been saying, okay, so the dialogues were stupid, but blah blah blah. But now they don't have anyone. They don't have a safety net.
This season looks like a microcosmos of the entire show. The first 4 episodes / seasons were good, solid,
or really good, like
or really
4.
good. And the rest of it.
So let's hope that this is not what awaits us in season 8. I really hope it's not gonna be like 5 episodes of dragons and zombies walking and killing and people saying snark remarks while killing zombies. I really, really, really hope so. Fingers crossed. So what did you think of the episode? Please mention in the comments. I want to thank all our patrons for supporting our work. We have a growing little community. So if you want to join this community, go to patreon.com/GOT Academy. So we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.